Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about an important topic, the National Day of Truth and Reconciliation. So as you can see, I am wearing my orange shirt and it says every child matters, and I'm also wearing an orange hijab because today was Orange Shirt Day in my school, but next week we are having we're not going to school because we are honoring the people and the survivors of residential schools all across Canada. And this is not every single school doesn't go to school on October 30th, but there are some schools that have their Orange Shirt Day on October 30th or maybe last Friday or something before actually October 30th, which they used to recognize the people in residential schools. And it's history. The government in the past made a huge mistakes, and in 2005 they signed a treaty apologizing to all of the families that were targeted and in residential schools. And so people wear an orange shirt like me right here, and it doesn't matter if you don't have an orange shirt that says, every child matters. It could be maybe an orange hijab like me, or you can just wear an orange piece of clothes that you have. Even if you don't have anything orange, you can still recognize and acknowledge and remember all of the people that went through it, because it's truly sad. And so an apology was signed by the government of Canada, apologizing for what history made, and apologizing for the people that went through the horrible events at residential schools all across Canada. And so then in 2013, the government declared September 30th officially Orange Shirt Day. And so that's why I'm wearing an orange shirt and it says every child matters, because today was Orange Shirt Day in my school, but we're not going to school next week Monday, which is September 30th, because we're going to be recognizing the people and honoring the people that went through residential schools. Now, this is not every single school. There are some schools that wear their orange shirt on September 30th, but there are some other areas that do it differently. But so on September 30th, it is encouraged to wear your orange shirt or anything orange you have. Like, I'm wearing my orange hijab. But if you don't have anything orange, don't stress it out. You should try and have a mindset still that you're honoring all of those people and survivors in residential schools. And it is truly a tragic event of what happened in residential schools. They took kids away from their homes and they forced them to practice being Christians, Catholic, because they were indigenous people, and they forced them into their culture, their language. And sadly, some kids died from the traumatic events, and luckily there were a few survivors, but it's really sad and really traumatizing for some indigenous people's family, because they've been through a lot. Their language was taken away from them. their culture. It's a really dark, one of the darkest events that happened in the history of Canada. And that's why on Orange Shirt Day, we recognize the people. And there is actually a deep story into wearing orange shirt. And I would love to share the story with you guys, because it's not like they just all of random said, oh, you know what, all of random, we're gonna choose the color orange. Everyone has to wear the color orange on September 30th, on this day specifically, all across Canada. Schools, they have to recognize orange. There's a deeper meaning to this. And so it all started with a young girl. And this young girl, presently, she's no longer young anymore. She's now old. And so before, on her first day of residential school, before anyone knew, that it would become a bad outcome, she decided to wear her favorite lucky orange shirt to school. So her grandmother drops her off at the residential school, and as soon as she enters, they snatch the orange shirt from her. They cut her hair short, and they took her favorite orange shirt away from her. And so yeah, from that, history happens. So because of the story of the young girl, everyone has been recognizing her, and now we are all wearing orange shirts to recognize her because it was her favorite shirt. And so after hearing Felice Webstad story, Orange Shirt Day started in 2013, and the government said officially that Orange Shirt Day will be on September 30th, and we started to honor the residential schools starting from 2013. And so the young girl's name is Felice Webstad, and I'm gonna put like the photo of her anywhere around my screen of when she was young and when she was old. And she's currently now 57 years old. Yes, 57 years old. That's pretty old. But yeah, Felice Webstad is one of the few people and survivors of residential schools. There is a whole bunch of list of survivors of residential schools. Also gonna put, there's also anywhere on my screen, there's gonna be a few pictures of the children who went to the residential schools. They were forced to pray, they were forced to read the Bible, they were forced into a religion and a culture that wasn't theirs. Their language was taken away from them. And all of these photos that are appearing on the screen right now, you might be wondering, how on earth and where are these photos coming from? Well, you see, the thing is, back then, the government did not thought that was a bad thing. And thankfully, a few years back, the government did apologize. A better new government of Canada apologized. Prime Minister apologized to all of the kids, and so the old government the government that was responsible for the residential schools would take photos apparently to document what's happening in the school, and the nuns cutting people's hair. It's just all really traumatic and horrifying just to think of. And you can imagine kids of the age 5 and older went to the school, and they've been through a lot of families, some lost their languages. It's just really sad. And so September 30th is coming soon. Today is September 27th, and it's not too late. You can try learning more about Canadian history. This is a dark turn in Canadian history, and we are all trying to become better people, you know? That it's the past. And so on September 30th, try wearing your orange shirt. Learn more about residential schools. You will probably learn more about residential school in your school too. So yeah. And so that is pretty much it. This is Asia signing off. And don't forget, every child matters.